This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
So Kansas Corn has a very large focus on market development, and not only developing those markets that we have here in state with our livestock and ethanol friends, but also looking at what that means internationally. So Mexico is the #1 importer of U.S. corn as well as distillers grains, and because of that, we partnered with the Department of Ag and went on a trip earlier this year in March and met with a lot of folks that are currently buying or hope to buy U.S. grains. And we're positioned in Kansas to be a great market for that because of our geographic location, as well as great rail with the UP and KC Southern Rail headed straight to Mexico. So we were down there and met with the folks from the association, the Northeastern Cattle Feeders Association that's here with us in Kansas this week. And from that meeting, they asked if they could come visit Kansas. So we worked with our partners with U.S. Grains Council, who are our partners in Mexico, and they organized the trip. We were lucky to have them be able to be on the bus for a long period of time to really see the industry in Kansas as a whole. They started and saw really the cattle feeding side of Kansas, starting in western Kansas, and then followed up that today with Tiffany's and out in Harrington. They've also been to 3 ethanol plants, as well as have gotten to see some farmer innovation and on water conservation technology out in Garden City. So we've really focused on them understanding who Kansas corn is, who our farmers are, why they are an important market to us. We've got to visit the Canton facility where they are loading unit trains that many of them actually do go to Mexico. So we're excited about the growth of the industry in Kansas, and with the amount of corn we are producing these days, we are a net exporter. So we are producing more than we are using in state, and we want to keep finding a market for that. And with the way trade is these days, it's important for us to keep our markets and our partners to understand that we are truly partners in production agriculture. And with us being able to provide a high quality, consistent grain supply, that's what they're looking for, whether that's with whole corn or with distillers grains. Our goal in Kansas is to always add value to the grain before it leaves the state, but we want to have a market for that grain that's left over after we've added that value through livestock or ethanol markets. This is actually our 3rd group that we have hosted from Mexico in the month of August. So we've been doing a lot of work with U.S. Grains Council to bring folks up here. It's a lot easier to see and to understand once you've been here. That's really where our focus has been on grain trade. In addition, we've worked with U.S. Meat Export Federation and partners with the Soybean Council, soybean checkoff, as well as the beef checkoff in markets such as South Korea, and looking to expand that work in markets with U.S. beef going to Mexico as well. So we're looking at markets all over the world. We're also evaluating, and there's a big push in Mexico to expand their ethanol in their country. They've changed so that the fuel is no longer ran by the government, and so there's private industry, and with that there will be an increase of ethanol going in there, and we've done a lot of work to support those markets as well. So that's a lot of work on the international side. We're always working with our partners in pork and beef to look, and our ethanol friends to look at how we can support in-state and domestic demands for Kansas corn as well.
Watch AGam in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.